Welcome. Guess what? I ran a marathon. Yep. Well, technically I ran a marathon. That's why I'm here to talk about it with you guys. So this is my first time running a marathon. I've done a few half marathons before, but this is the first real deal, 26.2 miles. So the whole year prior, I did a lot of training knowing that like I was gonna do the marathon around this time. But getting closer to like December to early January, because I ran it in the middle of January, I didn't really do any training. I took a break because it was right after a half marathon, so I was like, okay, I'm sitting pretty good for this half marathon. So I'll take a few breaks, and I just kind of put off running, and it ended up messing with my marathon. First of all, I just want to say this is a new kind of video format I'm going to try out. I bought a stupid $15 running game. I looked up marathon game on Steam and I found this. So you can look at that gameplay while I talk, so you can stimulate your mind. Your brain cells can stay entertained, okay? But yeah, I figured I'd just talk to you guys about this experience, and maybe we can make it like a weekly thing, alright? Like, this shouldn't be too hard to edit. Like, I'll just be really funny, and then I don't have to make any edits to make my videos funny, because that's the best form of entertainment. Come on, guys. Come on. Comedy? Funny. I'll stick to running. So, cut to the day of the marathon. I did a little training prior. I ate my breakfast of oatmeal. Man, do I love oatmeal on race days. It just energizes me perfectly. I don't know why, but I just love oatmeal. A little bit of milk, mostly water. Lots of water and pasta the day before. That's usually what I do to set myself up for a race. And a little bit of background. If you don't know, I live in Arizona. So it's January, so it's a little cold out, but it's not like, there's not going to be snow out there. It's honestly the best time to run a marathon is in January in Arizona. It's great temperature. But something that doesn't really happen in Arizona is it was raining, and I'm not just talking like sprinkle, it was like actually pouring throughout the whole morning, and it was gonna pour a little bit into race day. So I arrive on the scene with my parents. I have my nice new running shoes that my parents got me for Christmas. Thanks, Mom and Dad. I love you guys. Oh, big thing. If you're running a race, always put some kind of protection on your nipples. Either do band-aids. What I find out to work if you don't have band-aids or anything lying down, either tissues or toilet paper, and tape is your best friend. What you want to do if you don't have anything like official to protect your nipples, like just grab one of these, do a little folds. If you have pepperoni nipples, you have bigger nipples, that's fine. Just do a little bigger fold. But I can usually fit it down into this. This can fit the area of my nipple. And you just grab a lot of tape. Don't be afraid to get a big slice of tape, because you want to make sure this thing's gonna stay on for a while. And two, see, like that. You got that?
I guess we'll do a little nipple reveal. Oh. And so you just put it on, tape it down, make sure it's good and situated.
And do it for the other nipple, obviously, unless you have one nipple. Then you just need to do one tape for one nipple, If you have 3 nipples, do it 3 times. 4 nipples, 4. You get the deal, okay? I'm gonna forget about this. I'm gonna take it off. It comes off really easily too. So if you're a heavy sweater though, this might not work. I don't sweat too much on my chest area when I run, so works for me. But that's not what I was using. I was using some better protection because it was pouring, right? So the rain would have totally messed with that tissue. So I arrived there with my new running shoes. They're getting drenched in the rain. I get to my corral, and I'm pretty far towards the back because I didn't expect to run the marathon. I had a few different goals. I had a goal to just run it. I just wanted to run through the whole thing. I had the goal of running it in 4 minutes 30 seconds. Maybe if I was feeling a little daring, I was gonna run it in 4 minutes 30 seconds? 4 hours 30 seconds. And maybe if I was feeling a little daring, I was gonna run it in 4 hours and 20 seconds. 4:20, blaze it, Oh, that would have been so cool. Spoiler alert, I didn't do 4 hours, 20 minutes. So I'm in my corral, I'm pretty far back. It takes a while to get to the front one, like once it starts and whatever. And finally I start running. It's wet, it's cold out, but once I start running, I know I will be fine. So I'm wearing nothing. I'm wearing my shirt and nothing else. Well, of course, I like shorts, but so I'm doing my running. I was hoping to do probably like 11 minutes per mile pace. The problem is I can't go that pace anymore. Not like that's too fast for me, but I've been running so much that I've found that running at 11-minute pace, I have to literally hold myself back. I can run at faster paces for like a long amount of time, that doing 11-minute pace literally took energy to hold myself back. So I realized right away, well, I'm not going to do 11-minute pace then. So I was hitting between 9 and 10 minutes. At that point I was like, okay, I'll try and get 10 on the dot, which I could almost do. You know, I was going up above 9 and down. I have a little thing in my ear. I have an app that tells me how good I'm doing, like for my pace wise. Really helpful. I'd recommend Map My Run, not sponsored, but it's great. It tells me in my ear every quarter mile how my pace is, how far I've gone, so it's great, okay? Recommended. So yeah, so there's a rough start that I'm already going faster than the pace I wanted to go, but at the same time it feels good. It's like, okay, then I'll just finish the marathon quicker then, right? Because it takes up less energy to go faster, which is such a weird thing to say, but I guess I'll just finish the marathon faster. And then let's go back to the rain. The rain is causing a problem because it is soaking my socks and my shoes. It's making it heavier to run, not very noticeably at the beginning. The rain is soaking my shoes and socks, just keep that in mind. Elevation wise, of course, is pretty slim for the first part of it. There's not much to comment on. Here's a few videos of my parents supporting me. I love you, parents. Thanks Mom and Dad. Thanks for coming out. Even in the rain, they were out there cheering me on. I hit the gritty right here because I was like, huh, I'm on camera, I gotta hit the gritty. Gritty rating, I give it a 5 out of 10. No, it's not very good, but I did it in the middle of a marathon, which that's, you know, I had other things to focus on. If you're wondering what you think about during a marathon, I don't know, you can think about anything. I like to turn my music up. I really love music. Like, I love to make stories in my head for music, so I always like think about that. And the best part about running is you want to get yourself distracted from the pain below. So that is really great for distractions. You know, if you were to ask me why I run really long distance, I don't know. I see it kind of as a form of meditation for me. Like, I can just kind of get lost in my mind while also doing physical activity that's, like, you know, good for my health. So it's like, it's a bonus, and yeah, I don't know, I've met some great people through running, so it's just, come on, find a hobby. You don't have to run. I used to hate running, so I know how crazy I sound for saying I ran a marathon. Oh, the little gel things? I got little gel things. Let's see if I can find them. So here's my little running pack. You just open up the magnet and strap it around your waistband, and it can hold your phone and stuff. I also had it holding energy stuff for me. These little gel packets, they're supposed to give you great energy. I mean, like I said, I'm not sponsored for any of this. I'm just trying to tell you guys how it went. These are supposed to give you energy, and you know, it's like gooey gel that you just, you know, drink, and they're supposed to be like flavored, which, I mean, they are flavored. But I had one during my race, and it made me so nauseous. I don't know if it's the texture and like the taste is off. Like, it, you know, the one I was supposed to have was like cherry flavored, and it was just off, or it was like, it really grossed me out. I don't know, sometimes artificial flavors, when they don't hit the mark, they remind me of like cough syrup or something, so it really grossed me out. I downed it, and then that I didn't want any more because it just made me so sick. But I think it did give me energy, so I will say it did give me energy. It's just, if you're weird about taste, don't try it. I'm picky like that. I got some energy bars too, which I enjoy better, but they're way harder because you have to do a lot more chewing than gel is just like a Go-Gurt. That's throw that out of the window. That's just my spiel about energy. The whole race was kind of cool because you had half marathon runners and marathon runners together. I did the half marathon last year, and at some point, you know, they have to break off where they go run the rest of the route, and we have to like go an extended route to you know, make more miles. And so that was really cool just to have like them like break off from you. Like last time I was part of that group where I was like, oh my gosh, these people are still going. Then this time I was one of those people where I was like, yeah, those people are weak sauce. They're only doing half a marathon. But I didn't actually see it as that. I was just like, oh my gosh, I still have more to do. Because it's still impressive. If you can do a half marathon, that's 13 miles. That's still insane, okay? So anyways, when we broke off, there was like a big group of runners, and you basically split them. About 75% were half marathon runners, and then like 25% were marathon runners. And I like the big groups when running because it helps you, because you keep passing people left and right, and it keeps you motivated. So when you break off into the smaller marathon group, you're passing less people. So I think that kind of helped in like the cause of me like slowing down a bit. Eventually we get to our 13-mile marker, because it shows us every mile marker. We get to 13 miles, which means we've ran a full half marathon, and we're halfway through our marathon race, which that's crazy. I was still feeling pretty good, pretty energized. Yeah, 13 miles in, I ran it faster than my first ever half marathon, which was a year before that. So, you know, I was pacing for a marathon, and I still ran it faster than my half marathon time. So That's awesome. And I go on for about 3 more miles where we get to around the 16-mile range. That's when my energy just somehow went out the window. I was feeling so good up till then. I started feeling the weight in my shoes from my soaked shoes and socks. It just felt like, cinder blocks I was picking up. Every water cup, just didn't feel like enough. It just like felt like it was going right through me. At this around 15, 16 mile mark, there was the craziest turn in elevation. Like, it was time for us to like go up like this giant hill, and I kind of scoped out the course before that. And yeah, this is the part where like for about 3 miles it's up and down. Like, there's so many hills, it's up and down, and that's where my feet were just aching too much. I had to start walking. It killed me. Like, honestly, elevation, like uphill, is way harder. Like, the difference is so severe of just running normally to running uphill. Like, I don't even know how to explain it. You just, if you know, and I feel like most people know. Like, everyone's running up a hill before, out of breath. Yeah, so I started walking. Well, basically, I was ahead of my time, so if I started running again soon, I could still get my time. I did fail my record of I wanted to run through the entire thing because, I was even walking a little bit is still walking. That's not what I had intended. Pretty soon when I started walking was actually one of the stops where my parents made to cheer me on. So they got me running again because it's really motivating to have, people there that care for you, to just shout your name and really be, support is a big motivator. It really is. And so they helped me get up the hill that was there, and then I was back on my own, where, downhill is really easy. I always try and take advantage of downhill running because you can get some good speed going and you don't have to put any effort in. You just have to make sure you don't fall on your face. But then we got back to more hills, and I just had to start walking again. My legs were in so much pain. My left leg was like trying to start cramping up, so I had to calm down before, I couldn't walk at all. And I walked for a good mile, and my time just like, I was at a 10-minute mile pace, and I started to do 16 to 18 minutes per mile when I was walking. And that was just rough to hear in my ear every quarter mile. It was really discouraging because I just wanted to get faster time. It was a little bit of running in between until, I just get so exhausted where I just have to walk and my feet are just aching. And I get to pass by my parents one more time. They found another stop where they could catch me. They cheer me on for a little bit. But as soon as I'm out of their sight, I'm walking again. I had no energy left and my feet were just aching that I knew I had to. I called my mom in the middle of a marathon. I called her and I was like, Mom, I can't finish this. When I see you guys again, because it was a loop, like I left them, and I was gonna do a loop and come back, and I was like, when I see you guys again, I need to stop. I didn't even ask him. I was like, I'm stopping, Mom. I'm stopping. My feet are in so much pain. This is not how I wanted my first marathon to go. I don't want this to be my first completion. I'm done. And they stay on the phone with me and they try and motivate me. And I was so beyond motivation at this point. I was done. I had already turned my mind off. Everything they said to me went in one ear, came out the other. Like, of course I heard it and I could process it, but none of it did the trick to be like, oh yeah, I gotta keep going. My feet, all I could feel, all in my head was my feet. Ow, ow, ow. Every step I was taking, because I was still walking, but I was like, I was in so much pain. And just to hear him just say, keep going, I was like, they just don't understand. They don't understand what I'm going through. I'm so edgy. Did I mention how expensive it is to register for a marathon? And that's what I asked for Christmas, is for running shoes and for my marathon registration. So that's what I got for Christmas. This was my Christmas gift, don't get me wrong. And I was basically about to cry while experiencing my Christmas gift. Well, I stay on the phone for the most part of this loop, and they're just trying to motivate me, and I keep telling them there's nothing they can do. When I get to them, I am sitting down. I am done. They're gonna have to bring the car close to me or something because I am so done. And my mom finally just said, when you get back to us, I'm hopping in the marathon, and we're gonna go together. And I'm like, what, Mom? Mom, you didn't register. You don't have a number. Like, you can't do that. And she's like, no, I'm doing it. I'm lacing up my shoes right now. I hang up. I've finished walking my loop, and I finally see him, and I'm ready to sit down. And my mom's lacing up her shoes, and she's ready. She's like, okay, let's go. And she's like, we don't have to run. We'll just walk it. We'll just walk the rest of it. This was around mile 19. She's like, my mom was like, 5 more miles. You got this. She was under the impression that marathon was 24 miles, not 26. So it was like, it's a 2-mile difference. But when you're as exhausted as me, 7 miles is a big difference to 5 miles. Anyways, I'm walking this, and she's trying to talk to me while she's walking with me to just keep me motivated and trying to distract my mind from how in pain my legs are. And we walk. We literally walked for 7 miles. We walked the rest of the marathon. I don't know how I did it. It lasted forever because at that point we were going almost a 20-minute per mile pace. So it took 2 hours to just walk 7 miles. That fricked up my time. I'm trying not to cuss. Okay, I'll cuss for this. So that basically fucked up my time just walking for 7 miles because that added 2 hours onto my time from what I was going at. But I finished. I did finish. My mom, she finished the marathon. Well, she did more of a 5K, but she did 7 miles. She has a hurt ankle. Her ankle hurts. She didn't even train for this. She just was like, I guess we're walking 7 miles, and we did a little bit of running in between. We got motivated enough to do a little bit of running, but she stuck with me the whole time. So that was awesome. That was just an amazing moment for me. We get to the finish. I definitely wanted to, finish running, and my mom, now that she's on the race course, she's like, well, let me run ahead and finish, and then I can video you finishing. And I'm like, okay. And just in case, because she didn't have a number, just in case, security was going to come and pull her off for some reason, get her out of the way. She wanted to be, like, close enough to me. She wanted to be, like, the perfect distance away from me so she could finish, turn around, video me finish. Well, there's, like, a post-race adrenaline. There's, like, a runner's lock and an adrenaline you get when you're at the end, where your body just puts in all the energy. So once we got to, because it's 26.2, once we got to the 26 mile, my mom had already gotten ahead a little bit, and she was waiting for me, like, right around the turn to the finish. Well, once I got to the 26, I was going to start running, and I just, at that point, I didn't feel my legs, like, all of a sudden the adrenaline hit me. My legs didn't hurt anymore. All I knew was Sonic. So I sprinted ahead. My mom realized that maybe she hadn't distanced herself enough from me at that point. So then she started sprinting towards the end. I couldn't stop. Myself. I was just going so fast that my mom finished. She turned around and she caught the rest of me going by. So she pretty much kind of missed me going across the finish. That's my fault for going too fast. She thought I was injured. I thought I was injured. And then all of a sudden, I don't know, adrenaline went out of the way. But finally, I had finished my marathon. I had planned for hopefully a time of 4 hours 30 minutes. I ended up adding at least an hour to that time, which sucks. I don't like that. 5 hours 30 minutes doing a marathon. I hate that. But that's something I'm living with right now. A lot of you know that was on my resolutions to run a marathon. I'm not counting that. That doesn't count. Like, yeah, I completed the marathon, but I didn't run it. So I'm gonna do another one. I am. And I don't know when it's gonna be, but I'm already training. I don't know what else to tell you guys, but I'm encouraged to do a marathon and shave off at least an hour off my time. I know I can do it. Big shout out to my parents, my dad, my mom, who were there the whole time, supported me. My mom entered the marathon. She entered the marathon to help me finish. That's just amazing. I've been so blessed with my parents. I've been so lucky. I just want you to know that that wasn't, I couldn't have done it myself. And I just want you to know that there's people out there that really love you, and there's people that want to support you. There's people that would enter a marathon to help you finish. I just want you to know that. That's my story of my first marathon. If you like these videos, we'll try and do more of them. I rambled for a while. Jeez. Tell me to shut up. Anyways, subscribe if you enjoyed. I hope you like the gameplay. I haven't played the game yet, like personally. I'm gonna film the gameplay after, so we'll see how the game goes. Alright, bye guys. Thanks. Harry Hickey. Love you, Mom. Love you, Dad.